Good afternoon, all. Camelback Trading 2724 coming to you this Monday afternoon, January 13th. We're looking at the last 3 days of the market profile on the SPY ETF on Window Trader, and the beat goes on as the bulls, after 3 time frames, or really only 2 time frames, trade in balance in value, started the 1 time framing up in C, started making their move. The SPY had 3 sets of single prints, all very small. We have 1 left. ES only had 2. They don't have a trend day up, but we do. So Friday's price spike and price probe to the downside. Once again, just like all of 2019 and the beginning of 2020, totally rejected. Those price probes on the downside have really been rejected. We go out today on the upside with both a price spike and a price probe. They're both very close together. I'll give you both of them, but it's not like there's a big difference. As the price spike happened when K took out F's high, and a price probe happened when we took out L's high to go to an all-time high again in the last half hour. We also have a new high in the overnight already in the SPY, only by a couple of ticks, but the way it's trading right now, I wouldn't doubt we even go higher than where we are. As far as trades I did today, I only did 2 trades today. Probably missed the best one of the day because I was on the phone. First one I did was in, excuse me, B period. Opened, looked like we were going to take out A's high. Went long some calls, actually drove down, doubled my position right at the opening, rode it back up. Got out of it up there. Was a decent trade. Then I was on the phone with old Chucky Schwab when finally the market, remember I said in this morning's video, 2 things are going to happen today. We're either going to fail at the afternoon rally high on Friday, go down. Well, actually there's more than 2 things. I said we'll open here, fail to get above the price probe or spike, and we have a vacuum underneath, or trade up to the afternoon rally high, fail, and then go down, test those 2 levels. Or the third one was to go up, get above H&I's high, get accepted, and go to all-time highs. Well, that's what we ended up doing, right? It took a while, right? A, B, C, even D and E. Even though we were 1 time framing up and we made new highs on the day today, we kept, all those time frames kept coming back right below the afternoon rally high. So there was no real confirmation that we were going to rip, even though we had those single prints that held here. It's only 1 tick, basically. So, I'm sorry, 3 cents. So they did hold. Then we traded sideways for a while before we ripped higher. So I had 1 long here. I would have gotten long probably if I wasn't on the phone when D took out C's high to get something out of it. The other trade I did do today is when G opened, couldn't take out F's high, took a short, even though we had single prints. As we were getting extension, it wasn't much. The single prints were small. If you're going to stop 1 time framing up, it's generally in those time frames around the G or H. Now, yes, I did fade a trend day, but value was still only overlapping to higher, and it was having trouble staying above Friday's high at that time. So I took a short, looking for an afternoon pullback low. So instead of just waiting for the afternoon pullback low, I figured I'd short it. Well, I did. It turned out to be a good trade. But the problem was I was still short a little bit in J. I expected J to come down more. I thought J would test C's high and possibly value low, right about above the afternoon rally high from Friday. So when J started going right back up, I covered the short, but by that time it had rallied a bit and I didn't want to get involved on the long side. And then we went out without price probe. So I'm not unhappy on the day. I just wish J would have came down more because it would have given me an opportunity to make more on that short. And then if it didn't go up as quick as it did, I could have gotten on the long side. All right, destinations. So right now we have 327.96, which is today's high, an all-time high. And right now I see us trading at around 328.02. So right now you can put that down as your overnight all-time high, but it certainly looks like that's going to go higher on before 8 p.m. tonight. For our downside, the price probe is at 327.61. L's high. Okay, that's where the price pro starts. We don't know if it's accepted or not until tomorrow in A period. Then the price spike was F's high, 327.55. So they're fairly close together. So if there are buyers that tomorrow morning, you want to see them hold both those levels. If you open below it or open and get accepted right below it and don't come back above, then that's going to be rejected. Below that, we have the afternoon pullback low, J period, 327.13. Then the single prints, 326.75, get filled at 72, only 3 ticks. And then today's low of 325.92. And then chart-wise, monthly, we're getting towards the middle of the month. One time framing up for 2 months right now. Gap still holding. Weekly, it's still balanced. I'm still calling it balanced to up, right? So balanced to up in the weekly. We're still above those 2 previous weeks' highs after last week. So that's bullish. But we still are in balance, I'm going to call it. And the same in the daily. I'm calling it balance. Yes, we made a new high. Yes, we closed above Friday's high. But I'm still going to call it balance for now. We're stretching the top of the balance in both the weekly and daily. It's only day 1 of the week. So we'll see if we can get some legs and get away from it, or is the trend slowing, right? And I'm just going to show you real quickly, because we were looking at Apple today. We were talking about Apple. Here's a trend that's still going incredibly strong. This is Apple. Monthly, one time framing up, 4 months, right? We're not even coming close to the previous month's high, let alone low. So that's a trend that's very, very strong right now. Look at the weekly. I think I counted it before. One time framing up, 13 out of 15 weeks. And the only 2 weeks it didn't one time frame up, they had an outside week up where they took out the previous week's low but closed above the previous week's high. That's a trend that's still not long in the tooth. But I will tell you this, long in the tooth or not, they're starting to get stretched. There's no doubt about that. Right? Maybe not so much on the monthly, although that's even looking stretched. The weekly is getting stretched out, and so is the daily. Anyway, just figured I'd show you the difference between how when you think a trend might be getting older and it might slow, right? You saw Apple's weekly. Now here's SPY's weekly, right? Yeah, we're trying to come above last week's high and get some distance, but right now we're still right around there. Anyway, I hope you had a great day trading. Have a great evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.